Probably, yep. Probably definitely a water damage. Alright, guys, it's so. I mean, gun to my head, I want to see Nasdaq rallying and ES catching up with Nasdaq, but again, like, because they're not in sync in the event of ES breaking down, Nasdaq could follow that as well. Like, I don't know which one's gonna follow which one, so just be careful. So for the, I mean, ES is reacting off of the short-term sell side is not bad, not looking bad. As long as it doesn't displace below it. Let me annotate this actually. As I just did it, it broke down. That's funny. Feels like we have a 30-second trap there. Yeah. It looks like it's going for the sell side now. But ES is still not moving. It's interesting to watch. So I put the range EQ there. It should just wick into range EQ and just go for the sell side here. On the 1 minute basis. Alright, touch the range EQ. This should be IFED. So I want to see this closing below 65, the candle on the 1 minute, and just going for 19,042. I don't like that kind of close. Nasdaq is it has no mercy today, guys. Thought it could go for the sell side, but didn't. The 941 candle didn't respect the EQ, so 15-second FEG. Oh, that one right there. It's still like, I don't know, like yes, still doesn't look good. The reason I said I don't want to trade today is because no news Tuesday before CPI and FOMC, and we are at range EQ also. Like today is definitely going to be a range bound day, ugly 1 minute order flow. So I'm actually really not willing to take any trades today. I think today is it's going to be the worst price action of the week. And the best ones will be Thursday and Friday, in my opinion. We don't have news today. Let me double check that though. I don't think we have news. Maybe bond auctions at 1. Yeah, bond auctions at 101, and that's it. Blowing your new color. It's just random, honestly. I didn't even pay attention to that. So the black dash line, where it's bouncing at the moment, is a higher time frame range EQ. The red one is 1 minute short term. It's just breaking down, so I think Nasdaq will catch up apparently. Here, there's a little fair value out there. I think it's gonna be breakaway though. So as ES tags the higher time frame sell side here, I think Nasdaq will be there, down there at 19,042, which is the 1 minute sell side. The market is fucked. I'm gonna delete this. Oh, there we go. clean the charts here. Oh, that's a big sell-off though. I'm not gonna lie, it's just ripping. And that ES completed the model here already. I think the biggest conflict here is because it's the second stage. Like on ES, it looks better. Just broke down the range EQ, right? And then it was choppy a little bit whatsoever, blah blah. But it formed this here at range EQ at 930. I think that's the biggest clue. But for the second leg, second stage. See if Nasdaq can catch up. Do you ever use an order block that causes a breakaway gap for entry? I usually use it for like if I'm already in the position, I tend to use it for pyramiding if it's a good day though. Or in general though, I like to use it for my stop loss. Like if I was, let's say, short here, as it traded above the range EQ of the short-term dealing range, then as it formed that OB, I would roll my stop loss above that OB. That's like, I mean, that's how I use it more mostly. Now let's clean the chart a little bit. Good win, soft sell. Yes was the clue that didn't work. I mean, yeah, the problem is like you don't really know which one's gonna follow. But again, like you said, here it looks like a sound model. Like you can see the sound model. Second stage was initiated with an SMT at range EQ. Let's go down to one. You're welcome, Pepe. We have 8 minutes till 10 o'clock. Guys, I'm gonna make coffee real quick before 10 o'clock. Be right back. I think I need to watch more videos and come back on Thursday. That's the way to go. Thursday will be the highest probability thing, in my opinion, to this week. So, apparently, I mean, left equals on ES, but apparently there's a divergence here. The hourly candle closed very, it didn't close weak, just wick down there into the old trap on the, oh, this is not the hourly, this is the hourly, okay. Couldn't even close below the sell side though, just be careful. Breaker plus fair value up, yep. And I have a feed here. And also, there is, so there is a potential for a rejection block as well here on all the time frames. All the time frames above 15 minutes. Here, this is OB plus breaker. Apparently even ES couldn't close below the sell side. Ew, brother. What's that, brother? So yeah, there's a V-shaped rejection here. I like that. Over the S&T divergence. I think it's short-term range EQ here. It's above it actually. So what I want to do, what I don't want to see here is Um, it's too early to tell. I need to see the 15-minute close first, but it has a potential for buy model here. And for that, I don't want to see the IOFED candles low getting touched anymore. So this shouldn't get violated. And ES has to trade above here. Wow. The breakaway gap, I can delete that, doesn't matter anymore. Yes, sir, that's the way to go. Speaking of which, if you find anything fun on Netflix, TV show or a movie, just let me know. I can't find anything good anymore. ES traded above that high. I think this will expand now. That's a documentary, right? The Roast of Tom Brady. I saw that. Oh, you know what? I found a new TV show on Hulu. It's very good. It's called shit. I forgot. They just aired 2 weeks ago. Starring Morpheus. I don't know his name, but the dude from Matrix. It's about Clippers basketball. Very good show. Clipped. Yeah, that one. Very good. Did you like it? Yes and no. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think obviously like some part is definitely true, but also for the sake of the show, it's definitely amplified. All right, so it's testing the higher time frame range equilibrium here. I want to see it algorithmic delivery. I don't want to see it digging down into this is a tick price action on the 30-second. I don't want to see it's digging down here. I want to see it's rallying. crude oil shorts. Wait, I was actually watching crude oil yesterday. It touched the higher time frame range EQ. Oh my god. It had a breakout, huh? I wanted to see soft sell, not gonna lie. I wanted to see a short, lower time frame sell model here. It reacted off of that level first. Here, I thought it kept going lower. Interesting. Yeah, I think this is gonna be it though. I think it's gonna rip through it right now today. Because the order flow looks healthy right now. IFED pumped. The short-term range GQ was respected also. Pumped. Formed a new OB into small fair value gaps here. There's a double fair value gap. Pumped. So the OB should hold now. Also, it's not forming a bearish SMT to set the high just yet. So I think we're gonna have probably like once the 15-minute candle closes, we're gonna have like one candle reaching up to the short-term buy side. This is the buy side for an ES. Hourly. The hourly 9 o'clock candle is crazy. And the 4 hour here is just consolidation. And the range is getting smaller and smaller on the 4 hour, if you will, because it was larger, then smaller, then now we're on the third range. Seems like this is the low. Alright, 15-minute count opened. It literally opened into a bullish on beat. It should pop here. TJ, you just watched the One Sign Up for Life video? Shame. What do you do for a living, TJ? You work at the car washer. understand your struggle though. Like, I'm sure it's not easy to look at your phone or whatever device you're using to trade at your job because it's physically demanding job. What's your occupation, Faris? Or what were you working as? Did we talk about this? I think we might have talked about this actually. I don't remember. Well, apparently it worked out for you though. 'Cause I feel you, bro. Like the only way for I think everybody, not for just me, but to be like to be a part of the society, you gotta allow what you're doing. Otherwise, your life becomes hell, basically. And that's not easy because sometimes what you love doesn't pay your bills. And I get that. 10:30 loading XRP. I feel like it could just pop at 10:30. Let's see if we can get a second leg or something though. So that's what I'm waiting for at this point. I have had some friends of for decades. I'm not some Greek class. Just had to meet masses of people and how they treat each other today. Social decays, bitch. That's a fact, bro. I like that approach. Everyone's one-sided also. Like if you go outside, you talk with different people, like hundred of different people. They all speak the same way, say the same shit. But trading gets boring too. Like it gets depressing as well when you're full time. Then you miss interaction with good people, basically. I'm long from 52.20. It seems like you're gonna get the short-term buy side at least. I don't think it should have major pullback before tagging that high. The hourly trap is setting up. Everyone today, they put their needs before others, are just puppets for the system told what to think, what to watch, how. That's why I wanted to exclude myself from society mainly. Because even though I don't like to use this word, um, I'm gonna use it. The peasant mentality. Like when I'm out there, I see that a lot, and it bothers me so much, and I just want to exclude myself from that, you know. But obviously there are like amazing people out there too. I'm not saying everyone is a peasant or whatever, but definitely your average Joe is a peasant, and they have the same attitude, same mindset, and like personally, I don't like to interact with that. SSMT, CRT. The fuck is SSMT, bro? Uh, I still don't know what CRT is, by the way. I think you explained me shortly, but I don't know. I didn't get it. 2 minutes more. Yeah, I mean, it's slowly grinding here, right? I don't think it's gonna fade all this move and go for the sell side anyways, before tagging the short-term buy side. But I believe at 10:30 and after 10:30, we're gonna have another expansion, so it's gonna get faster towards 113. Probably big candles right there. Yeah, I saw it. I just didn't look at it. I saw the name SSMT. I'm like, blocked. Yep, there we go. Short-term buy side got tagged. I think this is where it needs to get energetic and deliver more buy side with like 3 to 4 candles. So ES can catch up. Pretty good move though. From the breaker, 57 points. From the range EQ, 46. It is actually good because if you think about it, the 10:15 candle on the 15-minute closed very strong. So you can expect one more candle closing strong. Well, that's the idea. About funding your own accounts, or like cash accounts, guys. I think no one should fund their own accounts as long as they're fighting with overtrading. Once you overcome that, then you can fund your account. I think that should be the only one and only criteria. Or trade options. You'll have limits anyways. Day trading patterns and the buying of power and stuff like that. So even if you want to, you won't be able to trade overtrade. Good win lost. Are you still here? Yes. Good win, bro. Oh, I see. Then good luck. I really think it should pop because it's not forming any pullback signs just yet. Like it's not forming a bearish SMT divergence that we can look for the second leg, but it's not there yet. Not yes made equals. Estimate IFEG. Yes, sir, TJ. That's what I mean. That's actually so true. There's no right way in this business, and it's whatever works for. I absolutely agree with you on that. Like if chart patterns works for you, so be it. Even with like simple EMAs, you can make money if you know how to use it. And you don't even know anything else. Just like put one, I don't know, like 9 EMA or whatever, right the way, you can be profitable. Same thing with prop firms as well. Like some do good with prop firms, some do bad, or some do good better with cash accounts. It's whatever works. Everyone has different flaws, and you gotta adapt. You learn yourself, your flaws, and then you gotta adapt. Like some people like to trade with 30-point stop loss on Nasdaq. For me, that's a flaw. I will never be able to do that. Because for me, like I'll be constantly thinking about, oh, what if it goes to stop loss? What if it goes to stop loss? And I'll be thinking about that minus 30-point loss the whole trade. You know. But some people are comfortable with that. Oh, count is my stop loss. Then you better be trading 15 contracts, my brother. You could potentially have a S&T here. Not confirmed yet, Paul. Yeah, S&T at the lows. I don't think it's gonna form a bearish S&T here, honestly, because the range EQ would be too low for the second leg, in my opinion. Because I'm looking at the 15-minute here, and the 15, like if it forms a range EQ right about there, that's like OB mean threshold. I wouldn't like it if it comes down there without taking these highs. So I would say it's not there yet. Reading those hour charts on the crypto is so much easier than this. This has to be a laser position and always CBI CTR. That's so true though. Like the only thing I disagree with you is the time frames. It really doesn't matter actually. Like you can trade whatever you're trading on the hourly, apply it to the 1 minute. The problem is because it prints more or you absorb more data because there are more candles, we tend to, overcomplicate things or like it kind of makes us overthink about stuff. But it's the same thing. If I don't tell you that this is the 1 minute chart, if I tell you that this is the hourly chart, you wouldn't have you wouldn't be able to notice the difference. But yeah, when it comes to executing, I think you have to have that precision for sure. Because you might have the drawn liquidity correct, but if your execution is off, you might get stopped without making profit. Other than that, I agree with you. 50-minute S&T at the lows, can they rocket, bro? That is not a 15-minute S&T. That's probably that is the hourly S&T or 4 hour. In fact, yeah, that's the 4 hourly S&T killer. But yeah, it seems like it's gonna rocket because the S&T is there. Rejection block is forming. Strong 4 hourly candle right now. We have 15th minute candles already strong, so we have buy side targets. should keep pushing. So I'm thinking like at least until ES tags the short-term buy side, it's gonna keep pushing, or it should keep pushing. 15-minute IFVG. This little area. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the chart for you. Let's make it a different color though. Here's the pop. Well, that's a good point. I'm a slow processor. The 1 minute is harder for me and need experience. That's a good point, bro. That's another thing about 1 minute. You got to teach yourself to have a faster thought process. You have to make decisions much faster, which is not easy. And the first market maker buy model got tagged, and the second one is getting up there as well. Took the long on the gamble. Can't hope it pays off. Stopped my initially for a loss. This setup looks so strong. Stay pump. I mean, I don't know how much can it go for today, but I think like 113 is a good place to close the position, or as a yes trades above the short-term buy side. That's a good close because they're not in sync. They can just like pull back deeper at any point. So here it's like literally 2 points away. Once it touches the 113, just collapse your trade or wait for a yes and never look back. Boom, found it done for today. Congratulations, brother. Good trade. In Q takes previous day high and ES doesn't. I think, hold on, let me see. I think, that wick though on the daily, that's ugly. One percent win rates and passed in 4 trades with just one contract. That's good. Yeah, so ES needs to catch up there and tag the short-term buy side at least. And then we can have second leg at some point later today. Is an SMT low or high for DRs? Yep, that's pretty accurate. I'm also actually like very, very happy and satisfied that I figured that out because I used to use the lows and the highs in general. Like for example, I'm going to hourly. I used to use Like this is the low, this is the high, right? I used to look at that as a dealing range, and later I learned that's not the way to go. It's basically like I reverse engineered some reversals. And I'm like, why did it reverse there without going into range EQ? Then I noticed it's the S&T lows are the actual liquidity point pools, and the actual um, lows and the highs. The rest, I don't know what it's called, but if you ask me, I would say time decay. I don't want to create anything or reinvent something like CRTs and shit. Waiting for discounts long and premium to short is the way to go. Without that, no trade. Exactly, exactly. Because otherwise, I was just talking about it. Like otherwise, you even if the draw on liquidity you're anticipating is correct, you can get stopped if you don't do that, and that's frustrating. How the fuck did people trade before the internet? Dude, I keep asking that question to myself. Alright guys, the market maker model buy model is completed here also. Kila, if you're still in, this is where you can take partial or collapse the trade. So for easy, I was saying I've been asking that question to myself a lot. Like how did they fucking do it before 2008 with paper? I don't know. Like I understand buying stocks and selling them, etc., but I don't understand how people used to. I think the day trading was not a thing because when you order something, it used to get filled in a week or something like that. Same deal when you sell it. So honestly, they should leave the generated liquidity for FMC. That's what I'm thinking. Like that's why I don't think it's gonna break out of the range from the daily. I think it's gonna stay inside. But today there should be another setup for the second leg. The amount of times I FOMO'd into a long or short thinking a draw would get tagged just to watch barely miss it, then go back to range. Yep. You can only do that if it forms a bullish SMT divergence. Like for example, as it was going higher here, like slowly grinding, right? Let's say it didn't tag the buy side, fell short with by like I don't know 3-4 points or whatever. Now if that in that occurrence, if it goes for the sell side, like for example, come on, for example below here, right? Forget about the range EQ right now. Below here, these lows, and at the same time ES doesn't do so, that could be that's usually good for either real longs or longs. But again, that's not an execution. Um, I wouldn't call it a FOMO, but that's another thing. Market does a lot. Retail trading used to be for either guys who went to financial Ivy League type schools or retired. That's correct. Or 6'5" blue eyes. There's a meme. I don't know if you guys know it, but this girl made a video and she's like, "If I want a boyfriend, he needs to be 6'5", finance, blue eye." So funny. Everyone was mocking with her. Once after life to kick from my back testing at lunch hour if you really did have an SMT long range frame. Well, TJ, do let me know how that goes, or if you have any questions and stuff. You know what to do. Um, Other than that, I'm really curious. Why haven't you watched it already? I'm looking at the order flow. I would say the order flow was just a slow grind, high resistance kind of one, but it never changed its flow basically. I don't see any like a lot of PD arrays here, but I think it was good. Still, my side got tagged there as well. ES tagged too. So I think this is the morning session, you guys. Both assets tagged. The buy side. I think ES still has more room to go though. For later. We need a pullback. Is it really? Oh yeah, it is. $100 level. Let's see, it's too early, at least for me to tell where the pullback's gonna be. I need to know where the high is first. But yeah, this definitely completes the morning session. And the sell-off was ugly. I'm sure a lot of people got hurt here, especially the late shorts. Take Eric's RP. Apple was ripping. Yeah, Apple was very bullish for real. Let's see. Yeah, oh wow. Nice one. So the first scenario panned out. I had this level too, didn't come down there. Let's clean up. first scenario panned out. Maybe they're doing something with AI. It's probably this one. What else is ripping today? You want to see AMD ripping? Oh my god, that gap is ugly. Apple's 5% of the day, that's massive. Whoa. What happened with AMD? Oh, is it because of the split? It's probably because of the split. Yeah. Netflix is insane also. That's clean. They announced they're integrating chat app. There you go. There you go. Not surprised. The fuck, the way to get 100 Discord subscribers here is just rename it Start Like AI Trader. Dude, I can actually rename it to Strike Like AI Traders and I go public. I make an IPO, then rug pull it and move to Costa Rica or something. It's the way I see this AI thing for ease is basically like the computer back in 2000, early 2000s or late 90s, right? It was like all computer and tech was pumping dot-com bubble, so to speak. And now the same deal. The history repeats itself. It's for the AI basically. As much as I would love that for my own son. No, I'm not gonna do it, bro. Even if you guys beg me for like more members to just chat with, I'm not gonna do it. I had a bunch of Netflix and NVIDIA on FTX. Trading stocks on sounds so strange for me. 4 and 5 months. What is MRIC? I don't know what it is. All those tech bubble stocks are still good companies 20 years later in their stocks. I'm thinking literally the same thing will happen with AI stocks and AI companies. MRIC used to run faster than, oh, that's like a platform like this, gotcha. I'm sure if you pay for a Discord Nitro, the subscription, all of a sudden it's not gonna be glitchy. Surprise, surprise. It's 24 years old. I just remember MSN Messenger. That's it. Holy shit. Bro, this looks uglier than fucking MetaTrader. This looks like MSN though. Oh, kind of. The UI though. Ugh. Is Fit still doing that AI thing that predicts? No. And that's an interesting story actually. The guy, so I don't know if would want me to talk about it, but I'll just talk about it briefly. So Fit was basically doing everything in the company. He was doing the marketing, he was doing the ops and everything, besides the coding part. And I was actually working with Fit as well for the project for marketing purposes because I know a couple people from the finance industry. Actually, they're like they have their own how can I say it, like fintech companies. So I was trying to get them into the room so they can pitch their ideas to get a fund or whatever they want to do. And one day, Fit texted me and he says, "I just got fired." I'm like, "What? My Final Features fired you?" No, the dude who owns the AI thing or whatever just casually texted him. And he just fired Fit for whatever reason, and he was not doing shit at all. It was all Fit. I'm like, ah, cool, all right. So yeah, no, he's not doing it. Yep, it's pretty fucked up, and it's so unprofessional. I told him that too, like, bro, like this is so unprofessional. They don't know how to run a business. So I think this is good. This is good for you that you got fired or whatever. I wouldn't consider that as someone firing you, but I think it's a good thing that happened to you. And I also told him like, do not fucking be partner, do not fucking partner out with somebody without doing your due diligence. Do your due diligence first. 'Cause I think he just jumped on board. The amount of members makes this server goldmine of personalized learning for us who sign it. That's exactly why I'm not gonna like two things. That's exactly why I'm not marketing anything or whatever. Like, I'm not even talking about it. And secondly, um, I like small circles more. I think it makes the bonds, the connections stronger with the right people. So the people who stayed and stays here, they are like I call they're the quote unquote the real ones, you know. The rest is like jumping onto strategy to strategy. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it this way because I really want to like focus on you guys individually. Whenever you guys have problem questions and stuff, it's easier to manage 20 people than 100 people, right? And you can also you don't have to divide your focus. I really think Thor is doing for the money because what he is providing for the money is such an amazing value. Thank you, brother. Is it worth much more? She's don't raise. I'm not gonna raise my rates. I mean, like I said, I'm not doing it for the money. Like right now, I'm not sure about the exact numbers, but we have like 20 people or so. So I'm willing to keep it that way. And I'm not gonna raise the rates at all. The reason I have a price tag on is because first of all, it's for two reasons actually. First of all, if you're doing business, you gotta have a price, no matter what you're doing, whether it's online or not, whatever. You gotta like imagine a retail store without everything is free. You wouldn't be able to see that yet, right? It's not realistic. Or same thing, if you own a real estate, would you rent it for free? Probably not. So that's the first reason. And the second reason is I believe when people pay for something, they take it more seriously. So that's another thing. I'm not gonna raise the rates at all. Ayuma, don't Ajuma, sorry. It's gonna be like this forever. If it was free, it will be. I would have restricted the member count anyways, just like I did in the lounge. I also don't want like TikTok kids in the group. I want to have like mature people. Or profession English word for real. Alright, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, at least for now. Let me just take a look at the 1 minute before I close this though. So there's no S&T just yet, but let's keep the dealing range for that high for now. I think it could push one more time though. We'll see. It says the dealing range. So this is what I do, by the way, so you guys can see it. Let's say this was a divergence or whatever. I get the dealing range, right? This is what I do. You guys know that already, the technical part. So this is what I do. I establish the dealing range, set the timer, set the alert there. Don't look at it at all afterwards until it triggers my alert. If it doesn't trigger, I don't care. You know, that way I decrease the time I'm watching the price, which allows me to have more focus, I would say. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the chat. I'm gonna wrap it up here for the stream, and I don't know if we're gonna get another setup for PM session, but if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the morning. And tomorrow I'll be live streaming both sessions because of FMC. So make sure to tune in. I think tomorrow's a big day. Kila, what you can do is I didn't see the 4 hourly SMT either. I mean, I know the so when I was watching, this was what's on my chart. The sell side on ES was here, and that sell side on Nasdaq is here. So I know that's an SMT divergence, right? Then I'm watching on the 1 minute, and the 1 minute formed a bimodal here basically. And internally, what I'm telling myself is, okay, we have a lower time frame, order flow has just changed from bearish to bullish, and then we have a high time frame SMT as well. Now the time frame of the higher time frame SMT doesn't really matter to me personally, um, but let's say if it mattered, what I would do is I would just scan the time frames, right? I would go 5, 15, 1, 4, and then see which time frame that SMT is on. So in this case, it's the 4 hourly. And I would say, okay, if there's an SMT right there on this time frame, its job is do what? To do what? There's one objective of this SMT divergence, which is at least to tag this relative time frames short-term buy side, because it's the bullish S&P divergence and it's right here, right? That's how you can also look at it. But what's more important is the lower time frame order flow, because if it didn't change here, obviously it could just consolidate until it changes, right? Come on, you can do this. Until it consolidates, until it changes, it could have consolidated and then rallied. Or if it didn't change the order flow from bearish to bullish, it could have just kept going lower and lower, you know. So definitely be watching or paying more attention to the lower time frame is the way to go, in my opinion. Not that I'm a huge fan of, lower time frame or whatever, but if lower time frame doesn't turn bullish, there's no reason to go long. If that makes sense. Could you briefly go over the AM opening session pre-market analysis? Sure, I'll talk about it real quick. So the AM session, what I was looking at was, let me go, you know what, I'm going to use the replay mode just to be fair. So first of all, I annotated the daily gaps because I know that it's going to be reacting off of it. And then what I did was, I think I was on the 15, no, I was on the 5, I think. Okay, yeah, I was on the 5. So here's what I did. There was a bullish S&P divergence from yesterday on the 5 minute. Okay, that's why I was on the 5. Then there was this high here, right, before the sell-off. First things first, what I did was I established that dealing range, right? Then I looked where we're at around open. And as you can see, right before open, it's literally just chopping, going back and forth in between the range EQ. So that's the first way maybe you can anticipate a choppy New York session. New York Stock Exchange open. Then what I did was I looked at the highs, basically here. Let me go on the 5 on ES2 though. Annotated the sell side and the buy side of that range on both assets. Then I scanned the highs, right? And I'm looking at the bearish divergences. Why? Because if it turns bullish, those are going to be the targets. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm basically finding potential high probability targets. So this is the first one, right? And then this is the short one here, but I'm going to take it from the high. This is the second one, and then I scanned here. Was there anything here? Yes. So before open, there was bullish SMT and then bearish SMT at range EQ. So it's like, yeah, I want to chop you guys. You know, it's telling me that basically. And I said, okay, this is seeking short. But what I said was, because it's formed on both sides and the bearish one is later, I think it should, you know, complete its objective, which is the short-term sell side, and then form a buy model, go for the buy side. Basically, that's what I did. And then let me annotate these highs as well, because these are my targets for the buy model. And then let me just close this shit. So it didn't deliver the sell side here, but ES did. So ES, the bearish SMT, took out the sell side here, and then it kept going lower, right? And tagged the external basically. That means, NQ just kept going lower. NQ just followed ES, and I didn't personally look for sell side at all because I was like thinking one side of me basically. And then it formed a buy model on the 1 minute. Order flow has changed and the delivery. Now it should pull back into the range EQ. So yeah, if you have more questions, JGM, let me know. Before I close the stream, I can go over it. In the hindsight also, we go on the 15-minute. This is just hindsight though. Like I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see it during the live session, as I wasn't looking at this time frame. It also formed a 15-minute bearish SMT here, right at range EQ. Like it looks cleaner on ES, so I'm gonna focus on ES for you. Bearish SMT at range EQ after breaking down. So the likelihood of just taking out the sell side is more than making a run. But again, I mean, personally, I didn't notice this during the live stream, which was fine though. I actually feel it was a super clean price action. I would say so too. I don't think it was ugly at all. It followed what it's supposed to do, and the 1 minute order flow. I mean, if you look at the 1 minute, it didn't consolidate at all. So initial opening, sell side delivery. So this is one delivery, immediate like a V-shaped rejection, reversal, and then without consolidation and too much back and forth, which is delivered buy side. I would say that's a clean price action. There's no manipulations in this leg because it did it already down there. If like for example, if we didn't have a bullish SMT down here, then I would have been like, okay, we have this fair value gap, for example, it should manipulate one more time, meaning it should form bullish SMT here or here, whatever the case is. It's usually like within a fair value gap after a V-shaped rejection. Tricky in a sense, ES could have continued to dump and NQ to follow through. It doesn't have to. That's the thing. Look, first of all, it's bullish anyways. Secondly, look, you'll see better on Nasdaq. It's just came down for this gap here. That's it. Just overshot it, which is fine, into the daily fair value gap. And here's the thing, Killa. Whenever you have IFED, okay, time frame doesn't matter. Whenever you have IFED like this, that's strength. Okay, that is pretty simple. It's strength and it should keep going higher. Like same deal here. IFED, boom. So what that tells me is basically because it's two consecutive down close candles, these candles should be a feature of the order block. So it should turn into an order block at some point, right? And this is on the daily, so it's the higher time frame narrative or bias. On the 4-hourly, same deal. So here's that gap. I don't know if it touched it. It seems like it didn't touch it. There's a gap here though. Then on the 1-hourly, there are gaps here. And this is another thing. Let me go on the 15. Do you see this close on the 15-minute? It forms a rejection block. and almost engulfs the down close candle. So the likelihood of this reversing is more, I'd say. On ugly days, what it does is it doesn't expand like this, but rather comes down into rejection block here and then goes for the highs. That's when I call it, that's when I say, oh, that's an ugly price action. But today, it was just, I think it's perfect. It was perfect. Once we saw ES fail to close below that 50-minute SSL, that was the, yep. Exactly. Same thing, like even Nasdaq couldn't close below the short-term sell side here. It was just like the bear SMT completed its objective, and that's it. Kila, the importance of drawn liquidity is basically, that's why I'm like huge fan of drawn liquidity, because first of all, if you don't know drawn liquidity, you don't trade. If you know the drawn liquidity, you sit through the opposite side of delivery. So if you're bullish, you sit through the sell side delivery. You don't execute, even if the 1 minute order flow is clean. You don't touch it. You wait. You have to patiently wait for a reversal, and then you basically disregard all the things that's going on the sell side of the curve. You think one-sidedly, basically, because if you're right with the drawn liquidity, you're not gonna get bullish order flow to go long, or it's not gonna give you an entry anyways, most of the time, you know. And once it goes down like this, you don't switch sides, not necessarily. You either wait for you have to say like this is an internal talk to yourself, right? You got to be like, okay, this is going lower, but it should be bullish. Then what's the objective of the sell side delivery? Is it going for the range EQ, or is it going for, or is the manipulation, or whatever the case is, right? And today it was just sell side delivery on ES. Basically, Nasdaq had to wait for that for whatever reason. So, for example, if you're reading the price like this, for example, oh, there's displacement. It displaces more. It should keep going lower and lower and lower. That's not how it's supposed to be. I used to do that a lot as well. Like, there's a fair value gap. This is a short. There's another fair value gap. This is another short. It doesn't work that way. If it was that easy, I think every ICT trader would have been a millionaire or a billionaire already. RGB is a very, very good clue, actually. It's basically like self-explanatory rejection lock, like rejection. It tells you, it's in its name. We touched the 4 hourly IFED 5 times before. It doesn't matter if that happens, i.e. the setup. No, it doesn't invalidate anything. It could come down here as much as it wants. And as you can see, like the four, you say 4 hour, yeah, the 4 hourly here, it's choppy anyways. It's going back and forth. So that means as long as it accumulates like this, it could touch down here as much as it wants. I would favor, at this point, I would favor 4 hourly divergence, which has happened. I think this is going to be the low of the week. I don't know if I said it in the morning though, or maybe yesterday. I don't remember. But like depends on how it closes today. I think this is going to be the low for a while. Because here's why. Now think in terms of 1 minute time frame. Okay, it's the same deal. Sell side delivery, V-shaped rejection. Okay. What happens here is, I don't know when I said this though. I think I said it in one of the videos, but I'm not sure. So in V-shape rejections, what do I always say? I want to see one thing specifically. I want to see an SMT divergence on or in a fair value gap. This, see, now this should like really send it. So if you think about this as if it's 1 minute time frame, it's the same deal. I can show you examples of that. Let's see, let's find a V shape somewhere, like here. This is a 30-second though, I'm not gonna show the 30 seconds. Okay, here for example. No, I don't know if that was a divergence, but let's see. Alright, so here's the V-shaped rejection, right? And then there are like fair value gaps, BPRs, either or is fine. It goes there. Now what you need to wait for is a bearish divergence to go in, because that's going to give you the most precise entry basically, and the most precise stop loss. Instead of using all the way up here, you just use the S&T high. So here, I don't know if there's divergence though. Yeah, so here, equal highs, and an ES made lower high. Same deal. Now think this, flip the coin, because it's a bullish one, and put it on the daily. Same deal. New and RGB was until this group. I'm glad to hear that, man. I think rejection block is very underrated. PDRA. I don't use it as an execution or whatever, but I use it to as a confluence basically for drawn liquidity or intraday narrative. Yep. So yeah, thanks guys. I'm gonna close it here. I'll talk to you guys in the chat. Take care. Have a great day, and congratulations again, Lost. I have the, oh, I closed it. Okay, alerts. I gotta set the alerts. It's probably not gonna get down there though. But anyways, all right. See you guys.